What is happening, YouTube? Thank you all so much for joining me for yet another disc review. Today, taking a look at the DGA Steady BL. This is the beadless version of the very famous Steady from DGA, and this is actually a revisit because the Steady BL I still feel is a very underappreciated and underrated putter, so I want to try to give it as much love as possible because this is a very good putter for those that have tried it. Now, when it comes to the profile, the premium plastics are going to have a much higher shoulder and a little bit of dome to them versus in the baseline plastics, they're going to be considerably flatter, thus having a much more shallow feel in the hand. But even with the flatter flight plate on the baseline plastics, they do still have a good amount of depth to them. So if you like deep putters, this really might be the disc for you. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Steady BL out in the field and see what kind of lines you can hit it on. Now, it is going to depend a little bit on the plastic type that you have, as we're going to see a little bit later on with the Lefty lines. However, in this ProLine Flex plastic, it's a very neutral to semi-overstable putter. When you throw it on a hyzer, it's going to hold the arcing hyzer line. If you put a lot of torque into it, it'll flip up to flat and hold a very straight line. When thrown flat, it's going to ride very straight, a little bit of turn, maybe just a gentle turn in the mid-flight, but then when it slows down, it will check up and start to hyzer back. And when thrown on an anhyzer line, it's going to hold the line for a decent amount of the way, but again, it's going to level itself out and then get maybe a touch of fade at the very end. If you're a bigger arm, you're going to be able to get it to hold that turn all the way to the ground. For us slower medium arms, we're going to have to give it a little bit extra or put it on a little bit more of an angle, but you don't have to worry about this disc turning into a roller. You can just throw it out and let its great glide. That's one thing I like about at least in the premium plastics. It has amazing glide because it's deeper, so you can really take advantage of that glide off the tee to really net you a lot of great distance. Now, when I'm on the course, I am using this when it comes to simple hyzers because it holds that hyzer really well without flipping up to flat too much and doesn't ride too straight. It just holds that arcing hyzer well. And in this ProLine Flex plastic, it actually handles torque really well, so you can really rip into this thing and don't have to worry about it turning over too much. And with that in mind, you don't have to worry about this disc turning and burning into an incidental roller. Now, inside the circle, nothing new, just aim at the pole. This thing goes laser beam straight. However, when using it as a pitch putt, it does like to drop out of the sky very quickly, so you have to give it a lot of height. I think it excels as a spin putter. That is where I had the most success, and it has enough torque resistance for those spin putts to not deviate a little bit too much to the right or left. So the last time I reviewed the Steady BL, I only had it in the D-line base plastic. Now I have it in that ProLine Flex as well as here in the ice, but it also comes in stone, which is a stiffer baseline plastic. Now, what I like about the Steady BL is just by changing out the plastic type, you can hit a wide array of shots. Ice tends to be more understable, at least the bluer ones are. So those are perfect for hyzer flips or gentle turnovers. The D-line is just very neutral. If you put it just flat, it's going to hold very straight. If you throw it with just a little bit of anhyzer, it's going to hold a nice gentle turn almost all the way through its flight. And then you can also put it on these steep anhyzer lines, and it again is going to hold. If you need a do-everything putter, the D-line, that is what you're going to be looking for because it can hold any line that you put it on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Lefty line so you can really visually see how these flight patterns differ between the different plastic types. You can see again, ProLine Flex, very straight, little bit of turn in the mid-flight, and then that nice stable finish. The ice, on the other hand, just wants to hold the turn over the entire way, and then you have the D-line, which is just very straight, almost no real turn, and just a subtle fade towards the very end. Again, just a very straight point-and-shoot style putter. This is such an underrated disc. I really think if more players threw the Steady BL would be in a lot more bags because it's just so versatile. It has a ton of glide to it, particularly in the premium plastics, but you can hit almost any shot. The only real shot that you can't hit with this disc is high winds when you need something really overstable. But again, gentle hyzers does that, straight tunnels does that, turnovers does that. This is such an underrated disc. If you haven't given it a look, you are doing yourself a disservice as this is such a fantastic putter to throw. Well, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're not a subscriber, please smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You can also follow me at Instagram at CheatingLeftyDiscGolf. Thank you again to my sponsors, Discraft and Disdot. All of you, the community, thank you so much. Till next time, keep banging them chains.